is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'm your meteorologist, Mr. G, back with you once again for your Sunday weather forecast. And it's time to talk about Monday and the upcoming work week as we take a look at that forecast. And let's talk about our current satellite, our current radar and surface map. And as you can see, a lot of little polka dots all over the place. Those are thunderstorms. So we're seeing a lot of summer thunderstorms out there in the afternoon heat. So a lot of heat storms. So a lot of these storms will dissipate when the sun goes down and nighttime comes and those temperatures cool, so we're not seeing a lot of that instability and lift out there at the end of the day. But in the meantime, you will see a lot of thunderstorms through the central and southern plains, as well as through the upper plains into parts of the Midwest. We're also seeing some of those thunderstorms along the eastern flanks of the Rockies and down toward the desert southwest, and we have some thunderstorms down there in Florida. Now, this Florida activity is related to our dissipating tropical storm that was down there, so that activity is waning right now, and we do have some showers and some storms into parts of the northeast as well. So a lot of afternoon thunderstorms across many areas of the country, as well as warm temperatures as well across the nation's midsection through the Midwest. As we're taking a look at those temperatures, we're seeing those temperatures in the upper 80s for the most part. There are some lower 90s out there. We're seeing a 90 up here across Fargo, Minnesota, and North Dakota. So we're seeing some 90s peak up there, but for the most part, those temperatures are in the mid to upper 80s and a little bit of humidity as well. So we're seeing a little bit of higher dew points in the Midwest there, those upper 50s to lower 60s. So a little bit of stickiness in the air that is providing some of that moisture for some of those afternoon thunderstorms. You'll see more storms in the areas where higher dew points, and if your dew points are higher, the easier chance you will have at getting an afternoon thunderstorm, but you won't see as much if you have a lower dew point. So in the areas where we see those dew points in the upper 50s to low to mid 60s, this is where we're seeing most of our thunderstorms centered this afternoon. And we are also going to be talking about tomorrow morning's forecast as you go out to school and work. I know a lot of you are out of school, so we're going to say less school, but more of you heading out the door to go to your job. You will be seeing some showers in here across the western plains of northern Texas and the Oklahoma Panhandle. You might see a thunderstorm, maybe even a severe storm tomorrow morning. And we have those rain showers and storms up there through Maine and through parts of New England. And we are going to be seeing maybe a few scatterings of showers and storms across the northern plains through northern Wisconsin and into Minnesota. So for the most part, tomorrow will be a relatively dry day over 90% of the country. So you will see a few showers and storms in those select areas. And as we talk about the Northeast, we will see a lot of rain into parts of New England, especially northeastern Maine near Bangor, where we can see a lot of heavier rainfall, or up to 1 to 2 inches of rain is going to be possible through Tuesday morning, as we have an area of low pressure just off the coast there, and that is going to be seeing kind of a nor'easter style pattern out there, as we're going to have a nor'easterly wind coming off of northeastern Canada there, off of New Brunswick, and we're going to be seeing those rain showers. So some of those rain showers are going to be quite heavy, some thunderstorms embedded in that as well, so we could pick up some locally heavy rainfall amounts. Here is that area of low pressure off the northeast, and we do have a strong jet stream associated with it, and that is going to be creating that dip in the jet stream. It's going to help to keep things fairly cool outside of this area of low pressure, very comfortable across the northeast, but you will see those southeasterly winds coming off of the southeast, so that's going to be building that heat across the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes, where we're going to be seeing thunderstorms advance or increase over those areas in the Ohio Valley and through parts of the Midwest. And we're going to be seeing a little bit of winds as well across parts of the Northeast, where we can see wind gusts up to 20 to 30 miles an hour through parts of New England, especially so upstate New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and through the state of Maine, we can see a little bit of a gusty winds as well with some of those rain showers. And we're going to be seeing some coastal flooding as we have a very strong surf. So a little bit of agitated waters off the Gulf Stream here. So we're going to be seeing a little bit of beach erosion and some coastal flooding as we have a little bit of higher swells and some added rainfall as well. That's going to be leading to some coastal flooding off the coast of the mid-Atlantic into parts of New Jersey and Long Island. And then here is our early week forecast pattern that we're going to be seeing is a huge ridge, high amplitude ridge over the nation's midsection through the upper Midwest all the way up into southern Canada. We're going to be seeing that high amplitude ridge, and that's going to open the door for some hot weather temperatures in the 90s early in the week, and some humidity that could lead to some thunderstorms as well. It's going to be warm in the Pacific Northwest, very nice across the Southwest and Southern California, where we're going to start to see that June gloom over Southern California with those low clouds and fog and some local drizzle for the first part of the day. But that's going to be a little bit harder to burn off on the along the West Coast, LA, San Diego, all the way up to San Francisco. Going to see that dense marine layer at about 3,500 to 4,000 feet thick across the coastline of California with that localized drizzle. Some of it could be measurable as well, very light rainfall amounts right along the immediate west coast. And we're going to see those showers and thunderstorms from the southern plains and the Gulf Coast of Texas all the way up into the high plains of Colorado, Wyoming, and into Montana as well. But it's going to be hot across the Midwest, the central and northern plains, into Minnesota as well. We're going to be seeing it very hot, and the potential for some thunderstorms riding along our jet stream up into the upper Mississippi River Valley, but dry across the northeast, dry across the southeast. Area of low pressure here off the coast of Florida. We're going to keep an eye on that for a tropical. That's our remnant of our tropical system that we had last week over the end of the week. And that's going to still produce some showers and storms down across the Florida Peninsula. And as we talk about the mid this week, we're going to see a kind of a locked weather pattern with that high amplitude ridge over the Midwest that's going to produce very July-like temperatures with those 90s. Might even see a random triple digit across the high plains as well in those afternoon thunderstorms. Not expecting a lot of severe weather this week, at least not organized severe weather, but an isolated severe thunderstorm is certainly not out of the question. But we will see that hot weather across the Midwest and the plains, cooler weather across the Northeast, and cooler weather across the West Coast as well. So going to be very comfortable across the Rockies and the West Coast, California, up to Oregon and Washington. And we're going to be seeing it not as hot down across the Southeast and a little bit less humid as we get mostly an offshore flow. So it's going to be drier across the Mid-Atlantic and a bit cooler as well. Here is a look at that dry weather we're going to be seeing across the Ohio Valley and into the Great Lakes, as we're going to have a little or no rainfall, and it's also going to be the soil moisture is going to get kind of low. So if you're farming, you're going to have to rely more on your own water resources. You're not going to get much help from Mother Nature's for the cornfields and things out there and the soybean. So they're going to have to rely a little bit more on the irrigation and things like that. But here we are as we talk about our weather pattern. Our drought will expand across the Ohio Valley and into the upper Midwest, as we're not going to get much relief and we're not going to see much in the way of rainfall. An isolated thunderstorm here and there might be possible with that area of high pressure overhead, but not likely. But I hold out hope that you pick out a random thunderstorm somewhere across that area. But we will see quite a bit of thunderstorms down across parts of the central and the southern plains and into the Rockies as well, and the Sierra Nevada. We could pick up some afternoon thunderstorms, or gully washers as we call them, that can produce heavy rainfall up high in the mountains, and that runoff could produce some flash flooding down in the lowlands of the mountains and the deserts and things like that. So we will see those afternoon and evening thunderstorms throughout the plains and the Rockies. And we're going to be seeing our midweek pattern is going to be much of the same, dry and cooler across the Northeast and the Great Lakes. the remnants of that system in the remnants of that system up there in New England and eastern Canada still can produce a few showers in that area. But for the most part, the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest is going to be dry. Those thunderstorms will continue from the Gulf Coast through the southern, central, into the northern plains and into the northern Rockies. So much of the same as we get through the week. My name is Mr. G. Thank you for watching this weather forecast, and I will see you guys in the next video, probably about midweek or so. Tomorrow's Monday, so Mr. G gonna be busy with his homework and things, with my homework or things like that. I'm talking about myself in the third person. Oh my God. So, all right, thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.